My kids, when they visit the Zoological Park, they are very much excited, especially the Snow Leopard Breeding Center. Mr. Kiran used to be there, and he was very kind, and he was in charge of the breeding center. He's a good artist. So I remember he used to make beautiful sketches of snow leopard and then hand over to each child. For us to see the joy in the face of our kids, you know, how they enjoyed it, that was great.
Padmaja Naidu Himalayan Zoological Park has two satellite facilities which are off display, one at Topke Dara 3rd Mile, which is 16 kilometers from the Darjeeling main town, and one at Dow Hill.
In North Bengal, we have so diverse flora and fauna basically, and in spite of increasing population pressure, developmental activities, we have been very good actually in conserving all these flora and fauna. And as you know, we will be celebrating our 75 year of India. So this is a great achievement basically. Earlier the conservation was only to conserve, protect everything. So in recent years it has been more of involving public as well as putting our technological information, technological inputs as well as the scientific research in that. And we are very confident that as we grow, we will be able to conserve our wildlife and forest.
Conservation breeding facility at Topke Dara was inaugurated in 2011. At our conservation breeding center, the zookeeper's life is very challenging.
बिहान हामी उठेर चाहिँ यहाँ धेरै चिसो हुन्छ बिहान किनभने 5:30-6 बजेको टाइममा धेरै चिसो हुन्छ अनि उठेर हामी ब्रस मुख सुख धोएर चाहिँ हामी पहिला चाहिँ मर्निङ वकमा जान्छौं मर्निङ वकमा गएर 2-3 किलोमिटर मर्निङ वक गरेर आएर चाहिँ फेरि हामी ब्यारेकमै आउँछौं पिपी किट लाउँछौं पहिला काममा जानु अगाडि पिपी किटमा हामी सबैभन्दा पहिला हाम्रो ड्याङ्ग्री छ अनि ब्यारेकमा आएपछि चाहिँ फेरि हाम्रो रुटिन त्यही एनिमलका अनुसार चलिरहन्छ
The first order of work for Anil is to go to the night shelter and check on the snow leopards.
म र बिहान उनीहरुलाई हेर्दाखेरि कसै हिँडिरहेको हुन्छ कसै रेस्टमा हुन्छ मैं पहले 6 बजे उठ के स्नो लेपर्ड का नाइट शेल्टर में जाता हूँ और फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल उसको मैं एनिमल को बारंबार एक ही एनिमल को 2 मिनट 3 मिनट तक देखता हूँ क्योंकि उसका जैसा कि हमने सामने उसको जैसा डाला था उसका एक्टिवपन उसका बिहेवियर कैसा है वो बीमार वगैरह है या नहीं उसने फिटिंग खाया कि नहीं खाया कितना छोड़ा और उसका कोई स्टूल में कोई वर्म्स वगैरह मिले सभी बारीकी से देखता हूँ सभी स्नो लेपर्ड को एक एक करके 2 मिनट 3 मिनट तक देखता हूँ
It is dawn. Morning has been lying close to the barrier for most of the night. While Makalu keeps an unflinching stare. We have paired them and they are showing signs of mating. Morning has been circling restlessly in her night shelter. Her feed of 3.5 kgs of red meat lies unattended. These two animals will now be let into the enclosure through a trap door. The enclosure at Topkedara has a steep slope for the animals to run about and play, and it is also provided with logs and dens to replicate the natural habitat of the animal. There are 7 snow leopards at Topkedara. My name is Barkha Subba. I am the zoo biologist at Darjeeling Zoo. Topkedara breeding facility lies at an altitude of 2,100 meters. The mornings are bitterly cold. I am in Topkedara today. I am taking notes on the snow leopard breeding behavior. The breeding season for snow leopards starts from September and lasts till March. So during this time, I often visit Topkedara. This is Makalu. He was born in Dudley Zoo in England. The park acquired Makalu from France. He is 6 years old. These exchanges between animals, between national and international zoological parks are very important to retain the genetic diversity in animals. Before pairing the individuals, we look at their pedigree charts and also review their health and age. Darjeeling Zoo has been actively participating in the conservation breeding program of snow leopards since the 1980s and that of red pandas since the 1990s.
The earliest memory I have of my association with the PNZ Park is, I think, when I was in class 8, when Mr. Kiran Mukhtan and Dr. Sunita Pradhan, who was at that time the scientific officer at the zoo, they had initiated a sort of a nature club in the zoo called Yuva Prayas on the flora and fauna of the eastern Himalayas.
The Padmaja Naidu Himalayan Zoological Park was established in 1958. The zoo's collection includes tiger, leopard, Himalayan black bear, langur, and of course red pandas and snow leopards. The zoo spreads over an area of 60.7 acres and is at a distance of 2.5 kilometers from the city center.
मेरा नाम दीपेन गुरुङ है। मैं दार्जिलिंग जू में एनिमल्स कीपर का काम करता हूँ। स्पेशली मैं यहाँ पर रेड पांडा का देखभाल करता हूँ।
All the food items are checked for quality and each of the items are weighed before being given to the animals. So the feed for the red panda at our zoo includes apples, bananas, and honey, milk and eggs. A healthy red panda weighs between 4 to 9 kgs. It has distinct white markings at the tip of its ears. Despite popular belief, the red panda and the giant panda, they do not belong to the same family. The only similarity between a red panda and a giant panda are their modified wrist bones, which act like a thumb, and it helps to grasp bamboo and other food items during feeding and also to climb. For such a small animal, it can climb the tallest of trees. Red pandas in our zoo are fed twice a day, in the morning from 8 to 9 am, and then in the evening they are fed with bamboo leaves at around 4 to 5. For the current augmentation program at Neora Valley and Singalila National Park, we have selected 8 red pandas. 4 red pandas, 2 males and 2 females, will be released in Singalila National Park, and the next 4 will be released in Neora Valley National Park. We selected these red pandas based on their pedigree chart. We also sent scat samples of these selected pandas to CCMB Hyderabad for individual heterozygosity test. Right now, the selected pandas are being trained for vigilance and foraging behavior. The 4 pandas which have been selected to be released in Singalila National Park will be first taken to Gairibas soft release facility in March, and then after that they will be kept there for another 2-3 months. The first planned breeding of red pandas at Darjeeling Zoo started in 1990 with 4 red pandas. Once they are released in the wild, we will be monitoring them for another 2 to 3 years. The collaring process is handled by Dr. Joy Day, the zoo vet.
We want to keep the animals safe as well as the keepers from a harm's distance. So we have devised a system of putting it through a PVC pipe, which we have devised because pandas tend to turn around very fast and their nails are very sharp. They can bite, they can scratch and make very deep wounds. So only the ear is coming out. So we are catching hold of the animal with the help of steel mesh. We have put the collar, and there was we have kept 2-finger gap inside so that there is no difficulty in it taking its food or anything. It doesn't get uncomfortable. Initially, we take the weight of the animal with the box. So, and then we take the box, empty box, and we deduct it. Right now, the panda is weighing 5 kilo, 835 grams. So quite good weight for a panda to be released into the wild.
There isn't an animal at PNHZP which Kiran sir hasn't immortalized in his sketch. At one point, everyone in the city used to know him. Now it's been more than 12 years since he retired from the zoo. Battling health issues, he still likes to sketch.
मेरा नाम किरण मुक्तान है। मैं जू में तकरीबन 29 साल एनिमल सुपरवाइज़र था और स्नो लेपर्ड ब्रीडिंग सेंटर में 14 इयर्स कंटिन्यूसली काम किया उधर में। तो ऐसा देखते देखते जो उसका बिहेवियर में जब हम अध्ययन करने लगा, slowly I started doing their sketches in different act, in different mood, in different behavior. 1991 में वाइल्ड लाइफ वीक ऑफ इंडिया जब मनाते हैं तो वाइल्ड लाइफ डिवीज़न में यहाँ दार्जिलिंग के फॉरेस्ट डिपार्टमेंट के वाइल्ड लाइफ डिवीज़न है, जो वहाँ पे हमने आपको फर्स्ट ऑफ इट्स काइंड सोलो वाइल्ड लाइफ आर्ट एग्जीबिशन किया था। तो हमारा दार्जिलिंग के इतिहास में, हिस्ट्री में nobody has done so. So I am the only man.
He has come to the zoo after many months today. The zookeepers greet the old-timer with affection, even with reverence. Morning has had a lazy day. She is reluctant to enter the night shelter. It is the job of the zookeeper to ensure that the animal is safe inside the shelter at all costs.
Darjeeling Zoo is a cultural landmark for the Darjeeling city. You know, people in the hills, basically, most of them actually, generations have grown seeing and visiting this place.
Darjeeling is a multicultural town. Despite being a tourist town, people haven't lost their touch with spirituality. The haphazard constructions, the Kanchenjunga looking over the town, all make Darjeeling a unique yet welcoming place. And the zoo was and remains an integral part of all of this.